Houseplant friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a super fun video for you. I'm so excited. We are going to be mounting plants, but not just like plants you'd normally think of mounting when you would mount plants. I'm talking like we're gonna mount some orchids, we're gonna mount some philodendron, we're gonna mount some succulents, and it's gonna be a good time. I'm going to be mounting plants in both the way of like mount on a mount, and also we're gonna make 8 Kokedamas, which I am so excited because I've never made one before, so I'm hoping that we can do it. Because if we can't, that will be embarrassing because I've already screwed the hooks in my ceiling, which you are seeing over my voice right now. I bought 8 hooks. Oh, you have your moss bucket too? Mine's in like a trash can. Okay, so basically, this is my first moss. This is only half of a block of moss that I bought at my local garden place. What you're gonna need, we'll run through the materials first. Fishing line. I'm using fishing line because I'm gonna be suspending my plants about 3 feet. So I really wanna make sure that they're not gonna break. You're also gonna need ceiling hooks or wall hooks. The ones that I got are from Walmart and they literally just say wall hook and they're pretty strong. Like I'll show a close-up of what they look like right here. You're also going to need a heck ton of moss. If you are mounting 9 plants like I am right now, you are going to need a lot of moss. And then you might also need a little tag or a tack. String you can also use, really anything. So yeah, I gotta let my cat in. Hold on, she's throwing a fit. Oh, the other super fun thing we are going to be doing is I have this camera angle, but I also have this camera. Say hi, Brooke.
Hello.
Brooke is gonna be here with us, and she's got her little orchid, and I think we're just gonna mount some babies. And Max and Devin are also here, but you cannot see their beautiful faces. So yeah, basically what we're gonna do is we are just gonna hang out. We are going to mount some plants. I'm gonna sit here and have a nice conversation with my friends. You might think we're pretty funny. You'll probably really like them. That's Brooke, by the way, who I'm always talking about in my videos. And Max, you'll get to hear his lovely voice, and I am also always talking about him in my videos. I have a massive garbage can to empty some of the soil on. And the basic idea here is that you take the plant out of the pot, you leave a little bit of soil kind of like in the middle. You can completely repot the plant into like peat moss or cocoa coir or something like that, but like you don't have to. And then you wrap the moss around the rest of the soil, and then you use the fishing line to tie it. You can also take sheet moss and like wrap the whole thing in sheet moss so it doesn't look as kind of like rustic, but I think I want to go for the rustic vibe. I kind of want to see some loose strands of sphagnum hanging down, so that's what we're gonna do. And if you want to do this with me, feel free to pause the video here and you can go run and get your materials, and then we can come back and mount orchids together. Before I mount these, I want to show you the 3 that I mounted last night. Check this bad boy out. He is so cute. Oh my gosh. I mounted it actually with, I guess, sewing thread because at the time it was the only thing I had. This is how this one came out, and here's a photo of it on the screen because the lighting in here is kind of bad. This is the first one I mounted yesterday. This is an orchid that Brooke actually gave me a while ago. I think it's the first orchid I actually ever owned. It's possible. These, by the way, are just mounted on cork. Like this is just cork board I like doubled up together. You can use cork or wood, but a lot of times people use cork bark. So cork board should be just this one. I actually bought this one at a grocery store with the intention of mounting it because of how absolutely gigantic its leaves are. Like here's my hand for scale. Like they're absolutely just huge. And then also the flowers are really pretty as well. But yeah, those are the 3 that I mounted last night, and I had such an incredible time mounting them. I just had to do this again tonight because it felt so cathartic and it made me feel like I made something pretty with my sadness. So I'm not sad tonight, but we are just gonna have some fun and mount some plants together. I think we're ready to do this thing, brother. So if you want to mount some orchids with us, go grab your stuff and let's mount orchids together, and also philodendron and also Hoya, string of hearts, and also monstera. There's a lot of plants we're gonna be mounting. So I thought it'd be fun to take both of these and actually mount them together on one of my mounts. So that's what we're gonna do first.
I think this looks okay, right? I didn't even know that I was going to be doing this project with this orchid, but I'm so happy I am because like it's a vibe. Like this is so cool, huh?
It's fun.
This is crazy too because like the second spike on this side has like 2 branches.
That's so fun. I'm pretty bummed because this one I bought because it had like 2 branches as well as like the silver foliage, and there was a couple there that had the silver foliage. Realized literally just now that the second branch on this one is dead.
Aw.
Like look, I don't know if you can see, but it's like,
yeah, it's like white, right?
Yeah.
Or like, should I do this like diagonally? Which side should I use? Should I do this side?
ooh. I think it's nice to actually like deconstruct the roots even more and then like stick it flat on there. Instead of like this or this, like you do like this.
They're really stuck to each other on the bottom.
Like, gently separate them from each other and then they just become really flexible. That's what I did to the one yesterday. If you can get them to go longer, you can put some moss around it and then let them hang out. Okay, so I finished getting all of the moss off of the roots. So I have this one. I'm just gonna gently set her there. Then I have this one. He's got a flyaway root. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put these guys on this little board and we're going to get them nice and set up so that they look nice and pretty. Okay, so this is how I'm setting up this one to look. So we're gonna have the flowers come off like this. And once I actually hold this, this is actually gonna hang down a lot more like that. But I'm gonna have it so that that one's kind of facing up and then this one's facing a little bit more to the right. And I think that that's gonna be really pretty when it comes together. Okay, so I got the top one on there. So basically what I did is I took moss and I put moss behind the roots and then I put it on top and then I took the fishing line, which actually looks so much better than the thread I was using. And I secured it onto the guy and I did the ties behind. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mount the second one right below it and then kind of to a different angle. And then when it hangs, it's gonna look like that. Isn't that just beautiful? Like, you can't tell me that that's not the most cool thing you've ever seen in your life, bro. Like, that is so cool. How are you doing, Brooke? Whoa, wait, yours looks so fun and artsy.
It's like a strawberry.
Oh, I love this. It's like a sculpture.
That'd be cute. That'd be fun. Be quirky.
Look.
That is so cute.
Is that not iconic? Oh my god.
It's flippin' iconic. Ooh.
Wow.
This is wrong. This is so wrong.
Okay guys, so here's my finished product for the first orchid I mounted. And the flowers, I mean, look really well, like really good, but I mean, look at that. I originally wanted it to be kind of like at an angle like that, but I actually think it looks better like this. And then with the flowers coming off, I think it's gonna look really, really good on top of my wall over all of the other orchids that are up there. Wow. That is so fun. It's like impossible for it to look bad, especially if it's in bloom. That is so nice, wow. Okay, so now I'm going to make kokedamas and I'll take you through a step-by-step process of how I do it, but I'm going to be taking this micans because I think that this is gonna be perfect. It's already half in moss too, so I think that the transition for it will be pretty easy. So I didn't actually end up showing you guys a step-by-step process because the only thing you do to make these, they are so easy, is you remove almost all of the soil off except for the main root ball, and then you just like surround it with moss and you compact it and you compact it, you compact it, and then you just start by tying the fishing line around it or whatever thread you're using, and then over time it just eventually holds shape. Then you take some scissors and you're gonna cut off any of the extra strings, and then there you have your kokedama. It's really that easy. I promise anyone can do this.
I've never used sheet moss for like that kind of stuff.
I used it once.
before.
It like got really crusty if I didn't water it a lot and it would like fall off.
So I can make a
Yeah, that's one
kokedama
thing I don't
without
like it that much.
sheet moss.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you get it to hold its shape?
I'll actually show you in a sec. Okay, so this is the layout that I have right now. I take like a little bit like this, and I take it and I like flatten it out, and I like kind of gather it up. This is where the plant should be in the middle. So once I have it all like splayed out, like you can't really see the fibers anymore, but these are like the longer ones down here. I take the plant and I put it in the middle, and then I would wrap around, and then I tie at the top with a piece of string.
Well, I think I'm getting somewhere. We've got like the rough of it. Okay, so I finished my first Kokedama and it looks so good. So basically what I did, wrapped string around it over and over and over again, and then I took some scissors and I cut any of like the loose strands that were hanging off of it. It really is kind of a light layer of moss that's around the top of it. It's not like super thick with moss. So what I'm gonna do to water these is I'm gonna unhook them from their little hook, and then I'll just take them down and water them, let them dry, and then put them back up. And yeah, but I think it came out really well. Like I feel like I just did something. What if I just covered my ceiling with hooks and instead of having plants on my shelves, they just all hang from the ceiling? Okay, update. This is now the second Kokedama I have finished. And again, these aren't technically finished because you still have to put the string on them, and then we are going to hang them from the ceiling. But yeah, for now, this is the second one. This is my Hoya curtisii. So that's what I did. And it's much smaller than my other one. So yeah, I'm excited to have like a bunch of different sizes. Okay, so I finished mounting literally all of the Kokedamas. I didn't show you like a couple of the last parts just because like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for 2.5 hours. But I'm not gonna show you 2.5 hours of footage. So I'm gonna show you real fast the 8 Kokedamas that I made and then the mounted orchid that I made, just like recap. So here is the orchid I mounted earlier. She looks so nice. The leaves are super silver, and this is actually 2 orchids mounted on one. Pearls and jade / global green pothos that I did in a Kokedama. And honestly, like this one probably came out the best. This is the last one that I did. And I found that like as I just kept going and going and going, this got so much easier, like so fast. Not that like I'm a genius at it, because like it's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like you get the hang of it like pretty fast. Like you're doing 9 in one night, you're gonna kind of start to get the hang of it. So yeah, I feel like this one came out pretty well. Then I did this Brassavola. He cute, whatever. This one I think I might actually hang upside down. I think that could be fun. Or like to the side. Then I did this Staghorn Fern, which actually is still a little too wet. Hold on. This one still feels a little loose. This is the Staghorn Fern that I did. This is a Platycerium grande. And I'm obviously going to probably hang him like this. I don't think up would be good. I think out is the best. I'm gonna wrap him a little bit more though, because I think that the strings are just a tad loose. Monstera Ansonii narrow form. This one also came out really well. I think that he's pretty cute. Pretty superb. I think that this one at an angle would be nice. Then I did Begonia Malachisticta. This is by far the smallest one that I made. Hoya curtisii, which I think looks so cute trailing like that. Philodendron micans, which by far is my favorite. And it's like such a long trailing micans. Like that is just gonna be so superb hanging there. Like that's just so nice. Then the last one I did was the string of hearts. And this one was probably the hardest one to wrap because I had to keep so much of the soil in it because it's got such like this guy is long. He's very long. So I had to keep a lot of the soil in there so that it wouldn't like lose the leaves that it has. So this one I think is just gonna be absolutely iconic, hanging from the ceiling. Those are the ones that I mounted, and now I'm going to try to figure out how to like get them up there. So like what my theory is I'm going to take fishing line, okay? And I'm going to kind of like tie little braces around the moss balls, and then I'll make a knot, and then I'll have a long string coming up from the knot, and then that will wrap up. But we'll see. This is probably gonna be a little bit of an awkward process. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to you when I have them all up there because you don't need to see me trying to figure this out. Okay, so I only have the 2 up so far, so it looks kind of silly with just the 2. But that is literally so cool, you guys. Here. Oh my god, I'm gonna be sitting under a little forest. He really spinning. That's the micans. Isn't that incredible? That looks so pretty. I love it. And they're just gonna get longer. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, hello. So I know it's been a second. You wanted to see everything, but listen, here's the sitch. Right now it's dark, so I'm not gonna show you what it actually looks like until tomorrow, which is gonna be in like 5 seconds for you, because it just isn't doing it justice being dark. But there are 8 hanging plants above my head right now, and I really think it needs at least 2 more. So I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'll go buy 2 more hooks. I'll put them in the ceiling, and then I'll do like probably 2 more like long hanging plants. Like I'll find something long to hang or something, I don't know. But I just feel like it needs a little bit more, but this can be like a fun work in progress. Could be fun to just have like, I don't know, maybe this side of the room just have like some hanging plants. But I definitely feel like I've just been pushed to be creative in the last few days, which is super fun. I'm hungry. I started this process, I think about 7:30. It is midnight, so it's 5.5 hours. This is like the most fun I've had literally all quarantine. I can't believe I didn't try to get this creative sooner. I can't believe I just didn't like decide to do that sooner. So basically, yes, it looks amazing. You'll see it in a second. I know the hesitation is just killing you, but ready? 3, 2, 1. It's been 2 days later. There's the boys. So I didn't wake up early enough yesterday to really show you guys how good these looked. So I was like, I'll just wait until tomorrow. And then I slept today until 5 because I was up until 5 a.m. editing. But here's what they look like. And they look so good. I do want to add, I either want to add another 2 or move that one somewhere else. Like I think that should be there and maybe that should be there. I mean, it looks just so whimsical. Like that is just over my desk. Isn't that just incredible? Those, by the way, get bright direct light for like 3 hours of the day. Also, a lot of questions I've been getting on Instagram are like, how do you water it? So basically I don't have them yet, but I made all of these with like a little loop, like right here. And then I tied that loop to the string. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take an S hook and I'm actually gonna separate the 2 right there. And then I'll have an S hook so that all I have to do is just like unhook it. I'm also gonna be buying a step ladder because I'm pretty sure I might have broken my desk, like a supportive beam in here or something. So I'm gonna be buying a step ladder so that I can easily like step up. I also bought a extended mister. So it's one of those misters that you press it and it goes for about 10 seconds. And I plan on using that for these. These are actually probably about ready to be watered again soon. This one not, but see how this one's kind of like getting crinkly? This one was already kind of rehabby when I mounted it. So I'll probably need to water that soon. But you can tell you need to water your orchid when they start to kind of get like, they start to lose the tightness in their leaves. But yeah, I mean, here's the other mounted one. I didn't show you that either. I think it looks so good. Check that out. I love it so much. Like this little orchid wall right here, excuse the sphagnum moss bathroom. We don't use that for going to the bathroom, by the way. It's just like a utility closet for the plants. But look at these. I'm blocking the light, but just this adorable little orchid wall. Wow, I just think that that looks so darn pretty. Oh, so cute. And I think that that just looks so good too. So 10 out of 10, I do recommend, 100%. The Mycans is my favorite. Like that is just darling, bro. Actually, this might be my favorite, the little begonia. These, by the way, are still damp. I put them up 3 days ago. You don't need to water your moss as soon as it dries out. What you need to do is water your plants when they look thirsty. So Mycans, when they get thirsty, their leaves will kind of start to curl up and inside of themselves. String of hearts are very easy to tell. Those are easy to tell. This will be harder to tell because it's an orchid. That will be easy to tell. So I'm not worried about knowing when I need to water. Just pretend that like the soil is the moss, or the moss is soil, and when your plants look like they need water, that's when you give them water. There's soil inside of each and every one of these little Kokedama balls, so it will actually keep it wet on the inside for an extended amount of time, even though the moss is dry on the outside. So yeah, I hope that that makes sense. If you have any more questions about these, just ask me in the comment section. Oh, here's a really good way to see, like here I have a little loop right here and I tied it to the string and then I made another knot above, which isn't focusing, but I'm just gonna cut it right here, and then I'll just attach the top string to the bottom string with a little S hook, and then when I need to water it, I'll just boop, pop it off. So yeah. Oh, one thing that I definitely found is that all of these plants have a specific way that they like to sit. So the string of hearts and the micans and the begonia all, like when they weren't moving anymore, faced to the opposite way. So all I did is took them off of their hooks up high and just flipped it around. So I took it off and then put it back on. And that fixed my issue with how they like to hang. I found the pothos is always rotating. I can't wait to see these plants get a lot longer. I think that this is gonna be so fun. I'm not worried about the Curtisii, but definitely that string of hearts is gonna get so long so fast. And I hope that the pothos does too, but we will see. That's it for this video, actually. I hope that you had a good day. I hope that you had fun watching this video. I hope that you felt inspired. You don't need a shelf to hang your plants. You can literally just hang them from the ceiling. Oh, also, something that I was concerned about when I was going to hang them was if I needed an anchor in there. Because a lot of places were like, oh, like if you're gonna hang it from the ceiling and there's no wood in there, you're gonna need an anchor. And I actually hung all of those without an anchor and they're all doing just fine. I did buy like pretty big industrial size hooks though. Like the hooks are so big you can see them from down here. I wanted to get some smaller hooks, but I would rather have not needed to use an anchor than, you know, use just a bigger hook. And honestly, the hooks match my ceiling perfectly, so I'm not like too worried about that at all, honestly. I thought I wouldn't like how it looked, but it matches, and then the see-through string is definitely ideal in my opinion. Yeah, I didn't use any anchors. I think if you wanted to hang a heavy plant, like a big heavy plant, you should probably use an anchor, but I didn't use an anchor and it came out just fine. More than fine. I tugged on all of the hooks up there pretty well, and I didn't use anything other than my hands to spin it into the ceilings. And it should be relatively easy to plaster over because we didn't use an anchor. So we'll just like unscrew it when we move out and then like get some nice plaster up in there and then over it. Yeah. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. Follow me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley. And I hope that you guys have a really good day, because I know I'm gonna have a great day sitting in here with my hanging Kokedama. I just want to do it to my whole room now. Like I just want my whole ceiling to just be like Kokedama. No. Chris said no. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.